coming with you another chapter of Vampyr. I started about 5 minutes early, so I can get myself some coffee. So, for any YouTubers out there watching this video later, feel free to start when the action starts. I won't take offense, I promise. Post a link in here. And Discord. Jack, I think you farted. I think my dog farted. We were playing around a while ago before I started the stream. Alright. Gonna go get me some coffee. Morning, sir. Be right back. I gotta pour me some coffee. I'll take but a moment. Pouring coffee in my mug now. Or was. Excuse me. Getting out some creme brulee. Coffee mate cream. Pouring a dash of that in there. All right. Back with my coffee. Well, I ran around after the game, the stream, somewhat yesterday or last week, and healthy carrier. Yeah. Wait. The Great Hunt. Okay. Almost chose the wrong one. I couldn't find that guy. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a glitch or if I'm just not seeing going to some part of the town. I did find a bald guy that was blind and talked to him. But I didn't have anything to give him. It was just basically boring conversation. And I fought some skulls. Almost forgot what they were called. And I've been playing my Destiny game like crazy. Well, as much as I can. I hadn't get to play it much this week. Wife and I went to go see Ocean's 8 last night. It was pretty good. We were going to go see Jurassic World, but there was no 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock showings. Which I was like, what? That's crazy. I am over here in the damn cemetery. I gotta go meet Lady Ashbury. First, I should probably heal these people in the hospital. Fatigue, 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 fatigue. You know, if these people would just lay down and go to sleep, they'd probably help themselves with the fatigueness. Fatigue, headache. So 2 headaches. Anemia. Okay. Headache, 3 headaches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 people with tiredness. I think my dog is wanting to go outside again. He likes to do that. He is, oh, Daddy's streaming. Let's go outside. I gotta go outside. Wrong button. And these people, tired, migraine, headache, fatigue, tired, cold. He's got sepsis, cold. A lot of tired and cold people with common cold. Get up here, and then I'm gonna let my dog out real quick. Go outside? Huh? So you can go bark at random strange people outside? Alright, I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. My dog is begging me to go outside. Come on. Okay. I let him out around about an hour or so, 45 minutes ago. And he was barking up a storm at some other guy walking his dog across the field. Going absolutely dog shit, or bat shit, or whatever you want to say. Sorry for the harsh language, ladies and gentlemen. Some people get offended with the word poopy. The vulgar word about poopy. Yes. Yeah, I'm drinking a can of bubbly, sparkling water and coffee. I was trying to finish the bubbly before I was ready for the coffee. We're gonna make a little run through Whitechapel on our way to talk to Lady Ashbury about whatever she wants to talk to me about. I can't remember. That's a vampire guy. Shadow Ekon. They're pretty challenging opponents because they get abilities like you do. They can teleport, they can jump around the battlefield, and... Stupid newborn! Oh, I guess we're about to see. He's kicking my ass. He about had me there. Guess we'll go straight. I should have looked up a video, maybe. I don't know if it would have helped or not. If I could have found anything. Where to find this guy? He's got a kind of a hat, tie. I know what he looks like. If I remember correctly, he was hanging out on a corner of a housing building, knocking on people's doors.
You are blinded by your body. pay for peace of mind.
Can't you just look the other way this week, Charles?
Just take a stroll down here real quick. Then we'll go. No, this is. I've been over here before. Not over there. It's like that old warehouse where the werewolf is at. The big, large beast.
Cheap price, good quality.
Cheap price, good quality. Cheap price, good quality. Yeah. Level 18, 19, 5 levels above me. I probably still wouldn't be able to defeat Dorothy Crane. Yeah, she's level 24. I gotta look up. I mean, there's nothing I can do now, but for the next time I go through the game, because I'm not gonna get the perfect ending on this. I gotta figure out what's the best choice, the best moral choice, dealing with Dorothy Crane. Because you're supposed to keep everybody alive if you want the best ending, and I've screwed it up twice in my encounters with her. The first time, the first playthrough, I killed her. I embraced her, which I thought it meant, like, give her a hug. I was like, okay, she needs a hug. Alright, I'm gonna embrace her. And then he's like, I'll bite you on the neck. I'm like, no! That's not what I wanted. But once you've made your choice, it's done. Unless you restart the game over. And I was like, man, I did not want to do that. That was not what I thought it would be. It's a bit time consuming, but if you watch, to get some of the hints out of some of the characters that you talk to in this game, you have to watch them, and eventually their chest will brighten up in a bright red, and you follow them where they're going, and they'll have him or two of the characters usually will have a private conversation out of earshot from anyone else, and there'll be a special glowy red place on the floor or on the ground to stand to eavesdrop on their conversation. And then you can go to them and be like, tell me about this. What were you doing? Or whatever.
You look and smell worse than the shit in the gutter, old man. Sort of bloody joke to you, innit? Drugs, sick and suffering. Me? I'll not die in some piss-stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lavvy. Black bloody heart, boy.
Yeah.
Keep...
You to activate the subtitles. I forgot. Turn that up to 4.
Pod digging through the rubbish, that's all you're good for. Someday you'll understand. You've wasted your life away.
I've never spotted them having a private conversation, so I'm not sure they're actually going to. Or how long it takes. I'd like to learn more about these two because I haven't done so in the past.
You'll understand. You've wasted your life away.
Something happened between him and his son.
All your problems.
Oh,
As long as you have the money.
I thought I saw it. Mysterious Petrescu.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match.
Alright. Bear with me, my friends. Bear with me. I'm going to go back and see if I can see the conversation between the journalist and the hooker. I can't think of her name. Wrong button. Christina Papa. Papa. Oh, Miss Papa! You're so hot! I'm not even going the right way.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again. Its effectiveness has been proven
I'm
by
curious. Oh, he's back at his normal hangout spot.
Someday you'll understand.
Someday you'll understand. You've wasted your life away. I don't know why I was in the cemetery. I was looking for that Asian lady. She's trapped in this area by a couple of skulls.
Price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
I felt a sneeze coming on. Ooh, man. I am cheap and I am clean. How do you know you're clean? Medicine back then was like horrible. Okay. It'll take a moment. Just bear with me. But I have seen them come back here. They'll both come through this gate and go back in here and have a private conversation. Waiting is the boring part. I can't make it happen. It just happens on its own accord. My ear keeps itching. I didn't get up to like 10 o'clock this morning. Was gonna get up around 8 before my wife left, but I was like, asked her to let me sleep. Jack had the major zoomies going on this morning. Jumping off the bed, jumping on the bed, jumping off the bed, jumping on the bed. Like he had a wild hair up his butt. Come on, Clayton. And Christina. Maybe I gotta go over here. YouTubers, feel free to skip ahead. I don't know when it's going to take place. People watching later on YouTube. That's what I mean. Could happen any second now. I don't know that to be a certain distance away from them. I have no idea. I found it out by accident last time with Clayton. I was just happened to been up there, like, yeah, what's going on over here? And then like, all of a sudden their chest got like super bright red, and they started walking into this gate. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Have private conversation with Clayton and Christina. Now she's walking up this way. As she's like,
I must reveal.
oh my god. Ugh. Come on, people. I'm not sure how. Come on. Oh, there we go. There we go. Eventually, Christina Papa comes walking by. Here she comes. Wow, I hear someone coughing like crazy out in the distance. That chest cold cough. Where the chest or the throat rattles when you cough so hard.
You still want more from Christina?
When we spent the night together, my wallet went missing.
Are you calling me a thief? I don't have your stupid wallet.
I know you. You're a nice girl. Can't we solve this amicably?
No, I don't think so. And if you think you know me just because we share the bed together, you're just a lousy and arrogant journalist.
Finally.
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help you?
Tell me, Clayton, do you really think this young woman stole your wallet?
Christina. Yes. I recently met her. A nice girl, despite her questionable conduct.
How exactly did you meet Christina?
During my investigation, I offered my hotel room to her. to rest and get away from the street.
And what happened?
The next morning, my wallet and my watch had disappeared. I suppose that's what you get for being a good Samaritan.
If you are going to sleep with a lady of the night, Clayton, I would advise you to be cautious.
I can't really be mad at her, though. She's just trying to survive. She doesn't have many options.
Was it wise to become so intimate with a woman you were supposed to interview, Clayton?
Maybe it was. But I have learned to look for the inner truth and beauty in people.
You're right. I know little of your situation. What can you tell me about Christina?
She is very sensitive. So nostalgic about her country. I saw her cry once because she'd lost a precious souvenir from her homeland.
What was it?
A scarf her brother gave her before she came to England.
Why are you so concerned? You seem to have something on your mind, Mr. Darby.
That we could make peace if I could find it and give it back to her. But I'm afraid she lost the scarf somewhere during her night shift.
That's a first.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell. Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
Could this be the scarf you lost, Miss Popper?
It is much more than a
Oh, I
scarf
found
to
it
me.
already.
It is the only thing that connects me to my family and my country. Thank you so much.
Cool. I didn't realize I found it. Damn. I probably should have gave it to him. Oh shit. Oh well. I didn't know I had it. So then I thought, well, I guess it'd be the best thing to do was give it to her.
Did you steal Clayton Darby's wallet? Tell me the truth, Christina.
Of course I stole it. But I never thought he would come back to look for it.
Why did you do it? He seems to trust you.
For a time I thought he was different from other men. In the end, he just wanted to sleep with me. Same as the others.
Money and passion rarely mingle well. You stole from him. Perhaps Clayton is different. I've tried that before. I don't think it worked.
Mixing money with passion rarely delivers a beautiful story.
Lucky me. I don't believe in beautiful stories anyway.
Ah, crap. Wrong choice. Man. Well, I failed on two things then. Son of a biscuit.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
Son of a biscuit. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. If you get to that conversation, make sure you don't choose what I chose and give the scarf maybe to Clayton and not Christina. Here he is. Let's see him at first. Damn.
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help you?
See, it didn't pop up green anywhere on his dialogue options when he said she lost a scarf or something.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby.
When I was backing
Farewell.
out of the choices of what to say. Well, shit. Alright. I don't know where else to look for that other guy.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
I can't even remember a dude's name.
I'm so sorry.
I ran around this city for like 20 minutes last week looking for that guy.
By many. Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
This lady is retarded. Swan drill, core drill. Blah, 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 blah.
Bloody heart, boy.
Maybe after the stream is over today, I'll sit here and watch those two for a bit, see how long it takes to, I'm thinking when they have their private conversation, they'll come over here because this gate is locked and there's no way on the other side. There's no way over here in there. So, it's just my 2 cents. I think that's where the conversation might happen. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Could be right and it could be wrong. Wife and I started watching Sherlock Holmes with what's his name that played Doctor Strange? I can't think of his name. Something Cumberbatch. Wow. That killed him instantly. That had been pretty painful. Mysterious force holding you up in the air and then stabbing you through the back. Parts of this game can be pretty dragging, because now I gotta come over here. I can hear my dog barking at somebody outside. I ain't got nothing for sepsis. Half the time when I'm doing my streams, he's laying on the couch behind me. Hang on a second. A lady walking her little dog, and my dog's going nuts. Oh, goodness. Sorry about that. I had to check on Jackie boy. I don't know what I was thinking. A dog would be fun to have. I had enough to make one thing of sepsis. And you give more sodium hydrochloride solution. I gotta go talk to the, what's his name, at the market.
peaceful and long. Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure to see you again.
Why do you talk to yourself? You sound like you're crazy.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course.
Of course.
It's just trinkets and curios, really.
It's just trinkets
But I'm
and
sure they
curios,
can
really.
be useful.
But I'm sure they can be useful. Okay. Sodium hydrochloride solution. Great, it allowed me to make 2 more. Alright. Alright. Whee! Let's make my rounds. Heal the doctors and patients, because they don't know how to heal
You're
themselves.
so lucky to have Dr. Reed, you know. I met him in New York once.
If only there were more of us, with less resignation and more determination.
I know I can count on him. I wish I could say the same for the others.
You look exhausted. You're pushing yourself too hard. You don't have to bear the burdens of this hospital alone.
Perhaps I should have considered the offer from that category.
Good evening, Dr. Tibbets.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Do you need any medical assistance yourself, Doctor?
Yes, indeed. But don't worry, I am perfectly capable of taking care of myself.
I have no doubt about it, but you are still ill all the same. Please, take this medicine.
I appreciate your concern, Dr. Reed. To be honest, I just did not take the time to diagnose myself.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippets.
Dr. Tippets, what do you know? There she is over there.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Nurse Brannigan.
Do you require medical assistance, Nurse?
I will be fine, as soon as I can get some sleep.
Wow, great camera angles, huh?
Nurse, you won't be able to help people if you're sick. Take this, and do try to get some rest.
I'll try, Dr. Reed. Thank you.
Goodbye, Nurse. Call me if you need assistance. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm afraid I do. Like everyone in this hospital. It's a sad state of affairs when even the hospital workers are worried about disease.
Our job brings us into contact with all kinds of infections, Milton. There's no shame in being ill while you're in a hospital.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. I get the feeling you don't fall sick often. Well, thanks, anyway.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reed.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
Admit it. Nurse Hawkins is more than your lover. She's also your partner in crime.
Of course she is. How else could I tell which bed is free? I need to know that.
Have you no shame?
Don't you see this city is crumbling down? Today people are ready to pay to get a hospital bed. Tomorrow we may be fighting for food.
Excuse me.
Do you know that Nurse Hawkins is thinking of leaving the hospital?
That's not a surprise. We've talked about it already.
Does it not bother you?
Sometimes I think she may be right. We should run away while we can. Question is, where can we go? Where is it safe?
I always find it funny how people will click on, I guess, the avatar or the thumb picture to watch the stream, and then they watch it for like 10 seconds and like, I thought it was gonna be Mario Kart or something.
Goodbye, Milton.
I always find that hilarious. Hilarious! Check on my dog. He's not on the back porch yet, so pardon me. Dorothy's healthy.
You are going to reveal all your secrets to me, even the darkest.
So many deaths.
My blood and
What of
soul.
my own life?
They belong to you now.
The life running in your veins. This dead flesh needs it.
Oh, please spare me, Dark Queen. Spare your obedient slave.
A giant morgue disguised as a hospital. That's Pembroke nowadays.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Do you require my services, Miss Howcroft?
My condition cannot be understood by you, mortal. This curse is beyond your science.
Well, until the day science finally admits failure, please accept this little contribution.
Thank you, Doctor. Your efforts are admirable, though laughable.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities. Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
Not really. I think I caught something in this bloody hospital. I swear I'm dead, yet smiling inside, Dr. Reed.
As long as you remain here, I will make sure you don't have to worry about your health.
Don't think you can do much about it. Damage is done.
I'm trying to get all this healing done as quickly as possible.
For now, Mr. Elwood.
And then go talk to Lady Ashbury at her house.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of dealing with this myself. I've just not taken the time to do so.
And you never do. Got 4 treatments for fatigue left.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so. Consider it a gesture of solidarity between professionals.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reed. We do not see you in surgery very often.
Jack was ready to come in.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
All right.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
No.
Do you need my medical attention, dear colleague?
I would have been confused if anyone other than you had asked that question, Dr. Reed. But your help is welcomed.
There is no shame in helping each other. We're colleagues, after all.
Many doctors I have known are too cynical to think that way.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
You always knew the words to calm the children,
I'm
Ellen.
willing to give them the benefit of the
As for
doubt.
me,
I'm alright.
what a blunder.
Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
I have retrieved your letter, Mr. Goswick. I can assure you that nobody read it but me.
Thank you. This is for you, then. For your help. And for your silence.
I think you should talk to your mother. It would be good for both of you.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
You okay, handsome man?
I'll think about it. Now, please.
It's all hot from barking at people outside, running up and down the yard.
I've read your letter, Mortimer. You wrote about an unbearable feeling of despair while the world crumbles around you. Tell me more about it.
There's nothing more to say, really. It's hurtful, it's unbearable, and I don't ask anyone to understand what I feel.
Don't you see how lucky you are? You're rich, you're in good health, and you have a loving mother. You're simply drowning in self-pity.
Leave me alone then, Doctor, and let me drown myself.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Do you require medical attention as well, Mrs. Goswick?
Do you know you're the only one who's asked me this? No. I don't feel well, actually.
Despite what you think about this place, I can tell you with absolute certainty, taking this will help you recover.
Well, at least your reputation seems well deserved. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for this hospital.
Mortimer is extremely vague as to his motivations for committing suicide. Tell me more about what you know.
As you say, Mortimer had no reason to die. All he said to me was that he wanted to make the world a better place, but couldn't.
Why did your son feel so useless when facing the world?
I think it was more that he could only see the melancholy facets of life. He couldn't help but dwell on such things.
What do you think he meant by making the world a better place?
Mortimer has always been a sensitive soul. He wouldn't talk to anyone for months after his father passed. It's like he carries everyone's sadness with him.
I have read your son's suicide note. It was not an impulsive gesture, nor was it his first attempt.
He threatened to kill himself a few times before.
Hello?
But I never thought he would dare to punish me this much.
Punish you? Why?
I've known for a long time he was not happy with his life. But I always hoped he cared enough to avoid making me suffer like this.
Do you realize your son could try to kill himself again? He might succeed next time.
I think about it every minute. But I won't stop fighting for my son's future. That's how much I love him.
You're right. Your son's death was not fatal. And unlike many on their own, he is lucky to have you by his side.
I can't give up on him. I just can't. I have conceded many times in my life, but giving up on my son is something I am incapable of.
Eyeballs itching. Phew.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
I was trying to... look at the damn cabinet.
This hospital seems to be
Jeez.
falling apart. But in the circumstances...
Good evening,
I'm willing
Mr.
to
Goswick.
Excuse me.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Your mother won't let you down, Mortimer. Don't you share her hope for a better future?
No. I don't.
Won't you even try?
Do you want me to promise you I'll get better? Do you want me to tell her the same thing? I could, but it would not change anything.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I think Mortimer is also depressed, like the other kid in Whitechapel.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help in any way?
Really? Why has no one else asked me that since I got here? I thought I was in a hospital.
Unfortunately, you are not the only person who needs help. And complaining about it won't do you any good.
Well, perhaps you're right, Dr. Reed. I'm sure if me missus was still alive, she wouldn't be happy with me going on like this.
You seem worried about the safety of your family. And it's obviously the reason why your wound troubles you so much.
I cannot give up on my children now. They both need me living.
What about their mother, if I may ask?
She died in 1915 during one of the first Zeppelin raids. We never found her body.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army, building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
I don't know if you're still in here, Richie, but the fighting's pretty basic. One button, you swing the weapon that's in your hand, and one button is to dodge, and there's another button. I can't quite remember what it does.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
I guess the guy Richie's already gone. I didn't see his question until just a moment ago.
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
Okay, wasn't sure if you were still watching or not. Okay.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Alright. Done in here.
We can handle this.
Pretty basic combat. You can lock onto your enemies and dodge when they attack you, and strike when you feel that it's a good opportunity to strike back. Oh yeah, one button is to stun them, and if you stun them enough and deplete their like energy or whatever, you can bite them and get blood if you need it. let them fight this werewolf first. See who survives. The werewolf is probably gonna survive. It's level 24.
Snuff it, leech!
Maybe. That's pretty much it. You got your square button, and then your stun button, triangle, and I can't do the dodge while there's no enemies, but pretty basic. Nothing too complicated about the combat. It's pretty easy. A button masher, basically. But you have to be careful with some enemies. The higher enemies get pretty tough. The higher they get, the more that they can do in their combat. Some of the vampire monsters called skulls. The female skulls, they shoot out this like poison gas that hurts, that does DOT, damage over time. And then when you kill them, they explode, so you have to get away from them pretty quickly before they explode. It'll knock you off your feet and do a small amount of damage to you with a damage over time. I gotta go this way. And there's all kinds of different weapons to choose from.
You must prepare, child, for the earth is bleeding and the harvest is upon us.
Stay away, whoever you are.
This is no time for petty quarrels, my champion. Can you not hear? The famished queen has awoken.
I am not your champion.
But of course you are, son. As surely as you are the blood of my blood.
I had to kill Mary.
I have known your pain, child. Do not succumb to...
Silence! I dismiss you, now!
The land calls for a champion. All and everyone needs you.
Silence!
I'm tired of all these puppet shows.
And there's that. Why my throat is having issues with phlegm or something around my vocal cords. One of the things that you have to do, if you want to, in the game, is try to keep the townspeople alive. There's like 4 different endings, depending on your choices that you make in the game. I've already seen the worst ending, the somewhat okay ending, and I'm probably going to see it again when I finish this game, because there's already been one person that's died, or 2 people that have died. One person I killed, because the guy was an asshole, but there was a lady that I didn't want to die, and I thought I made the right choice, but she died anyway. Where am I going? I'm behind the damn theater. Wrong way. So later, on my own time, I've got to look up on YouTube and see if someone has yeah, the more people you kill, the more evil you become, you look. Your eyes get more crazier and crazier, scarier, demonish looking. See, I killed one guy, and his eyes, the white in his eyes went to red. And as you kill more people, as you embrace more people.
Whatever this poor woman did, nobody deserves this kind of punishment.
The people that you talk to in conversation, like, you get to know these people and build up the experience for them, and then when you finally decide to feed them, of course, they all have different levels of intelligence, which some of them at mesmerized level 3. This guy's level 1, so I could kill him if I wanted to, and I would get 700 XP from that kill. I would get 1950 off of him, to 2900 from her. Once I reach level 4 on my mesmerized level, I'd be able to feed on her and get almost 3,000 experience points off of her. My last playthrough, I killed everybody except for a lot of these people because they either got sick. This health status of the city will fluctuate depending on how healthy the people are and or how many people have died. The more people that have died, it takes a it causes the health status of the city to go down. And if it gets down to hostile, people will start going missing and start dying. Once you've like evolved and rested on a bed, and it goes to one night. You go to bed and you wake back up the next night, and changes have been made in the city, depending on who you've killed or who you've healed. And see, I've healed a lot of the people here in the hospital area. They got the little pluses by their picture. I still got to heal him. He's got anemia. I forgot to give him the medicine. And he's got fatigue. But when I finally evolve and rest, they'll be fully healed, and the status of the city or the district should go up to stable or healthy, hopefully. And I killed this guy. I embraced him. He was like level 1, mesmerized level. But I'm trying not to kill anybody else for this playthrough. And I made a choice on talking to her. There was a moral choice. And I thought I made the best choice again. And I charmed her and told her to leave town because she was trying to blackmail another character in the game. And she ended up coming missing. But she ended up becoming a Skull, level 24. And she's still in the place that she was that I saw her last. So I'm going to have to kill her when I get a little higher in level. Because right now she'd probably kick my butt. She's a little too tough right now. But I'll probably go back up there in a little bit and try to deal with her. Yeah. Yeah, the more you embrace people, there'll be like a 3 dialogue moral choice. You could choose a nice, polite reply, or kind of an asshole reply, and then there's like a vampire-ish kind of reply to that person's statement or question. I'm not sure if any of those dialogue choices will be coming up anytime soon.
All of you bloody leeches need killing.
ability. Wow, killed the instant. Nice. You get an ultimate power. I'll show you the, wait, where's that? Well, I can't show you yet. I gotta go to the, to a rest area. I haven't been to that city yet, or that district. I keep calling it city. Alright. I gotta go talk to one of the main characters in the story.
So this is where she lives. What a splendid house.
You can craft a little bit in this game to make your weapons more powerful. You get, there's shotguns, or sawed-off shotguns, pistols. That's pretty much it on the weapons. You can buy ammunition, or you can find it off of corpses once you've killed them. I have like this big blade. The load times can be long sometimes.
Dr. Reed, welcome. How are you?
As good as one can be, considering the circumstances.
Yes. Death and affliction seem prevailing themes of late. Please, come in. We have much to discuss.
She's also a vampire, very old.
I hope I haven't disturbed you.
Not at all. Actually, I was counting on you visiting me tonight.
How strange, this painting. Beautiful, melancholic, yet with a haunting dignity.
Indeed. A long time ago, a friend asked me to paint this for him, but I kept it in the end.
I did not know you were a painter, my lady.
There are many things you do not know about me, young Ekon.
They call themselves Ekons. Yeah, this is the moral choice that I was telling you about. Stop calling me that, call me Jonathan, or why keep on mocking me? You know, you have just different choices. Of how you want to respond, and your choices, like this, affects the outcome of the game.
Please, call me Jonathan.
Please excuse my behavior, Jonathan. I tend to tease my friends when uneasy.
What is bothering you, my lady? Your letter was quite alarming.
We will talk about this in a few minutes. For now, I would like you to tell me about yourself. How have you been since we last met, my friend?
This whole conversation lasts about 20 minutes. My maker must be powerful.
I came to the conclusion that my maker, whoever he might be, must be a powerful vampire. Certainly extremely old.
How have you reached this conclusion?
He seemed timeless.
He is the only immortal I've seen appear in an ethereal form. His voice, his words seemed ancient. It was disturbing.
I am afraid you are right. The simple fact that your blood made Mary such a strong Ekon proves that you must be of ancient lineage.
I'm gonna get me some coffee real quick, but I'm gonna go ahead and choose this right here, and I'm gonna walk into my kitchen and refill my cup.
I felt this power radiating like an aura every time he appeared.
Most ancestral vampires of England were killed by the Guard of Prewen half a century ago. I wonder who your maker could be.
You have no idea who he could be?
Some of the ancient ones fled England. Some may still be in hiding. All I know is you, my friend, are a pawn in some secret and obscure game of chess.
Oh no. Pardon me for clearing my throat every now and then. I don't know what's going on with my throat. I'm not sick. Been drinking coffee and stuff to try to help clear it. It usually happens to me in the morning. Majadi, I don't know if you've watched it or seen them yet, but there is a trailer to a new movie coming out based off the comic book character Shazam. And it looks pretty good. It looks funny, and it looks good. And there's also a new Aquaman trailer on the internet to watch. Aquaman's got his own movie coming out.
My sister Mary, she was made a vampire in the same way I was. She was the one killing all those people everywhere I went.
Vengeance is a powerful force for those betrayed. Made vampire through careless error. Victims by surprise.
I swear I did not intend that. If only I had known then how vampires are created.
That is the scientist speaking. In truth, most of us do not know how it really works. Personally, I make sure my prey will not return to haunt me.
What do you mean?
I am merciless, Jonathan. I only feed on the dying, and I make sure they are dead before leaving their remains.
In the end, she implored me to put an end to her misery. But still, I felt I had taken her life twice.
I am so sorry for my accidental cruelty. Had I known your dear Mary was still alive, I would never have sent you to pray for her soul in that church.
There is no need to apologize, my lady. Your words have been most helpful in these difficult times.
Thank you, my friend. If only we could have guided your poor sister through her terrible nightmare.
I think I should ask the questions, your ladyship. After all, it was you who invited me to settle this most urgent of matters.
Fair enough, Jonathan. The situation is critical. We do not have the luxury for etiquette.
Please do not misunderstand me. I would be delighted to discuss mundane matters and idle trivialities.
If we survive the dark nights to come, we shall have all the time in the world to speak, you and I. For now, please follow me, Jonathan.
Now they're going to take their conversation.
I must say, your house is exquisite.
One of the advantages of living forever is having the time to be selective with one's furnishings. I took the liberty of having tea served.
You can still drink tea.
Can't keep it down, but I do so enjoy the aroma. Let us toast to make-believe. And of course, to your health, Jonathan.
And to yours, my lady.
Please, call me Elizabeth.
So, my lady, why, truly, did you invite me here?
I've been asked to deliver an official invitation to meet the Ascalon Club.
Why use you to contact me?
Because they know we are close. The Ascalon Club has many spies. Their main occupation is gathering information and then deciding how to use it.
Have they threatened you in any way?
Not at all. Their message surprised me at first. But it is only logical, considering the critical situation in London.
Why not ask for your help? Since you are obviously a powerful and influential immortal yourself.
You have to understand that I am invisible to the eyes of Ascalon, for I am a woman. That suits me well, as long as they leave me alone.
Should I trust them?
Of course not. Do not misunderstand me. They can be very useful, but I believe their long-term goals differ from yours.
Why meet them then?
Because nothing truly important can be achieved in this city without their consent. They could be powerful allies in this current situation.
Should I lie to them?
We all lie, Jonathan. It falls to you to choose your behavior. The most important rule is to show them due respect.
Who are they? Really?
They are the embodiment of vampire law in Britain. Some say they influence the destiny of the Empire. Some believe they merely protect it.
How many are they?
Only a small number of powerful and deceitful immortals. all of them entangled in a sticky web of shadow cabinets, influencing trade.
Will they fight the guard of Priwen?
I doubt it. Fergal was Lord Redgrave's executioner forever and a day. By defeating that beast, you deprived them of a powerful weapon.
The guard of Priwen are like vampire hunters out to rid the city of all vampire menace.
They have done nothing but impede my investigation since I became known to them. Why would they want to see me now?
I guess they now see you as Ascalon material. They must have found out what happened to your sister. Proof of the potent blood flowing through your veins.
I'm not sure I can accept their invitation. I have seen their handiwork. How Fergal the Beast imposed the club's law.
You have no choice, Jonathan. Even I would not openly defy Lord Redgrave, the chairman of the Ascalon Club.
How powerful is his reach?
The Ascalon Club may be the most influential secret society in England. Not all its members are immortals, but they are all very powerful.
I was talking to my dog a while ago. Making sure he's okay. He was making some sounds.
They are not all immortals. How is that?
The club is mainly comprised of political figures who seek the safety and expansion of the Empire. The most loyal are awarded immortality.
Any familiar or famous names?
As the richest, most relentless British tycoon, Aloysius Dawson is considered ideal Ascalon material and has been watched for years.
The richest man in London, Dawson. He owns a company in this game, in this city and time, called Dawson and Dawson.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave? Who is he?
Lord Redgrave is the founder and chairman of the Ascalon Club. Most mortals know him as the Earl of Bristol. He is rich and extremely influential.
Have you met him?
Only on rare occasions, for he never goes outside the club. And women are not awarded membership, even immortals.
It's pretty harsh.
How old is he? How long has he been a vampire?
Lord Redgrave claims to be the progeny of William Marshall, the most valiant knight who ever lived. If that is true, he could be very old.
If you are convinced I must meet him, I will heed your advice.
Thank you, Jonathan. I understand your reluctance to brush shoulders with London's vampire elite. But we have no choice.
Is the situation that critical?
Yes. The Guard of Priwen has called for a second great hunt of our kind. And they will stop at nothing to eliminate us.
What is a great hunt?
The first great hunt was launched about 75 years ago. In just a few nights, the Guard of Priwen located and destroyed most of the old British vampires.
Why start a second one?
Priwen has always seen us immortals as a threat to mankind. My guess is they suspect one or more of us is the cause of the epidemic.
How did you survive the first hunt?
I fled, Jonathan. Like most vampires who survived that slaughter. And I secretly came back when I was sure they had lost my trail.
Will the Guard of Priwen and the Ascalon Club fight each other?
I doubt it. If Priwen really launched a great hunt, I think most of the Ekons I know would flee the country to escape the bloodbath.
I think I saw them kill an Ekon on the way to your house. They seem to have a list with names.
To launch another great hunt, they must have collected intelligence on vampire identities and whereabouts. They are a resourceful lot.
They were trying to kill an Ekon on the way to her house. But they all got killed, and I ended up killing the Ekon before I moved on.
Should we fight back? I will not be hunted down like an animal again.
I admire your courage, Jonathan. But the best way to fight them is to put an end to the epidemic. This is the only way to clear the air.
You should flee then. Leave London, the country even. I have seen the Guard in action. They are merciless.
Your concern warms my heart, Jonathan. But fear not. If the situation gets too dangerous, I shall retreat to my secret Scottish manor. I could hide you in my luggage, if you wish.
Thank you for the offer. I shall keep it in mind, but I have much to do here. There is a question I must ask you. Could Lord Redgrave be my maker?
I doubt it. If Lord Redgrave had made you his progeny, he would not have seemed so surprised when you demonstrated the strength of your lineage.
Will I ever discover the identity of my maker?
Maybe not, Jonathan. We know for sure you were made by a powerful vampire, but most of those fled England long ago.
Please forgive my bluntness, but I have to ask. Was it you? Did you make me?
Oh, Jonathan. I know you shall always have a gnawing doubt about who made you an immortal, but I swear, I had nothing to do with it.
You have no idea at all? You seem to know so many things about the secrets of the vampire underworld.
Even if I had my suspicions, I would not dare give you a name so soon. All I can say is this. I will make inquiries and keep you informed.
What is the plan?
The plan is we both try to save this city, you and I. Go to Ascalon, accept their proposition, and use their influence to promote your agenda.
How can I save London?
The epidemic is the priority. You must find its origin and put an end to it. This is the best way to solve the crisis.
What will you do?
I still have contacts and old friends in this town. I shall make some inquiries and attempt to learn more of the situation. We need clarity.
One day soon, I will have to find the answer to this mystery.
And I shall help you in your research, I promise. For now, you must go to the Ascalon Club and play their game.
Will I see you again at the Pembroke Hospital?
No. You will find me here if you need me. I shall conduct inquiries alone, and we can then share our discoveries.
When will we meet again?
As soon as you meet Lord Redgrave, I suppose. Fear not, my dear. I shall only be a heart's beat away.
Will you not visit Pembroke again?
No. I must remain discreet and avoid attracting attention to Pembroke Hospital for the time being.
But how will you sustain yourself?
I shall not, Jonathan. Fear not. I'm used to it.
I want to thank you for all your support and your help, my lady.
Could you do me a last great favor and call me Elizabeth?
I should be honored, my lady.
Then it is settled. Finally, some good news in these dark hours.
Thank you. I appreciate the advice. I had best prepare myself to meet this Lord Redgrave now.
How thrilling to meet the Earl of Bristol in the flesh, so to speak.
Something tells me you're not very keen on the man.
Don't get me wrong. The gentlemen of the Ascalon Club are honorable, but their attitude and opinions are somewhat antiquated.
I see.
As long as they deny access to female applicants, I will leave them to their antediluvian considerations as to the natural order of things. Jonathan, promise me you'll be careful.
Of course. But why the fear in your voice?
Look at me, Jonathan.
I am.
I mean, really look at me, young Ekon. We may be deceptive by nature, but this heart of mine has always told the truth.
Elizabeth.
Go, my friend. But come back to me soon.
His face also gets more veiny if you embrace a whole lot of people. I embraced almost everybody in every district except for Whitechapel. I should have embraced them before I evolved, but I thought they would be okay. And I evolved, and then the next day, everybody in Whitechapel were all dead. The ones that I had left alive had just died. They either got sick and died, or something killed them. But they were all dead. And I was like, damn. I got to be like level 50 by the end of the game on my last playthrough that I did on my own time when I was playing the evil Jonathan and just killing everybody. But I would like get to know them, find out as much information, try to unlock all the hints on each individual as much as possible, so I can get, you know, the biggest, juiciest XP from each individual. And then I mesmerized them. Already knew dialogue? And I'm gonna go see Dr. Swansea. I just got through talking to her. So many video games coming out this year and next year, and I really only get to sit down and play them on my day off. At least one day. Tomorrow, Cena and I are taking Jack to the vet to get his foot looked at. He keeps licking his foot for some reason. I'm gonna go rummage through her house and take a bunch of stuff to make some ingredients. She's probably upstairs painting. May 1913. Tonight I went with Mother visiting the sick at the East End. It had been a long time since I went to this sad part of town. To see her talking and listening to those poor people moved me beyond words. She really tries to make a difference, and really tries to help these men and women. She also killed one of them tonight. It happened so quickly I did not even notice she had vanished. But when she reappeared, she looked so much more alive, more vivid. I immediately knew what had just happened. She took a life and saw nothing, and I saw nothing. We returned home without a word. If I ever become like her, I won't feed on the dying. I will kill the guilty and the brutes wherever they hide. September 13th, 1914. This afternoon, 2 men tried to corner me in a back alley while I was campaigning for the women's rights to vote. I called for help as loud as I could, like Mother told me. I don't know what would have happened if a soldier had not ordered them to leave me alone. He then walked me back home and tried to kiss me. I refused. He did not say a word and left. The whole story made me so sad I was still crying when Mother woke up after the night had come, I told her the whole truth, and she held me against her chest. Then we went to the theater to see Doris Fletcher in her new play. I think I'm a little bit frustrated that Mother did not rush out to make them all pay. If I were a vampire, I would have not been that merciful. September 15th, 1914. We had a terrible argument with Mother last night, as she refused once again to turn me into an immortal. When I reminded her of what had happened to me that in the street with those 2 men, and how things would have been different if I had been like her, or if they had carried weapons, she simply smiled and told me that to be part of this world meant to be ready to face it. I'm not sure I understand what she means, but it drives me crazy. I left home in the middle of the night to see Emily at her house, and I spent the whole day there. Maybe it's time for me to leave Mother's house and live my life, just like Emily. I love Mother so much, but it frustrates me so when she refuses to talk to me or talk about my conversation. February 17th, 1915. Tonight. I'm as sad as I'm as excited, for I'm about to leave the house for good. Mother has agreed to let me have my own flat in the West End, as long as it's not too far from her house. I had to promise her I would be very careful. I told her how much I love her, and she told me she was proud of me. I understand now that she only wants me to be as strong and independent as she is. I must admit, I am very thankful for all that she has taught me through these years. She made me the woman I am today. Now it's time for me to choose where to go from here. Whatever I'm going to do in my life, it's up to me. All I know is this. If I ever choose to become an immortal, I will not involve my mother in my choice, for this is my life, and I'm responsible for my actions. That's Charlotte Ashbury, the adopted daughter of Elizabeth Ashbury. And I will meet her later in the game. Dracula! These are the darknesses in life, and there are lights. And you are one of the lights. The light of all lights. Bram Stoker. August 4th, 1897. Interesting.
It's locked, all right.
It's locked, all right. Can't get in there. Be right there, Elizabeth. I'm rummaging through your stuff. Okay.
Hello again, Jonathan. To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit?
Sorry to disturb you again, but could you spare me a few minutes?
Of course, my dear. Always a pleasure to speak with you.
Do you think we shall ever see better days? Or at least, better nights?
I know not, Jonathan. I have seen some horrid days in my long lifetime. Experience has taught me that one cannot outrun the fates.
When all of this is over, the war and the epidemic, we could leave the city for a while. Travel around Europe, you and I.
Traveling is always so complicated for us poor creatures of the night. But yes, I would be glad to travel the world with you, my dear.
Will you tell me your story one day, Lady Ashbury?
One of them, perhaps. I have had so many lives, Jonathan. Eternity may not be enough to relate them all.
Concerning your investigation...
Yes?
Are you truly seeking to identify my maker?
I cannot promise you anything, but yes. I am conducting some research of my own.
Do you know if the epidemic has affected many people in the West End?
I confess I've been more concerned by events in the East End. The wealthy have more efficient ways of dealing with infection.
But this is no common epidemic.
That is true. I must tell my daughter to stay at home for a few days. But the girl is stubborn and fiercely independent. Much like her mother.
Goodbye, Elizabeth.
Wow. That was important information that I needed. See, she's slowly working on a painting of Jonathan, and each time you come and visit her, it's more... she's done more work on it, basically. And if you are good, if you choose to be a good Jonathan, and not a vampiric evil asshole, it'll either be placed in her bedroom in the future, or discarded. The Blood Knight Strategy. Only a few of us remain after the shock of the Great Hunt. I was one of them. I remember how the sudden attack of the enemy caught us all by surprise. Blood was shed during those few nights. Some of us who survived chose to exile. I don't blame them, but I regret their lack of fortitude. For it is courage we need to protect the interest of the Empire. Courage we need to defend the values we stand for. May we all remember that William Marshall himself never lowered his head. My beloved Maker may be gone, long gone now, but his presence is still among us. We keep a few drops of his sacred blood to remind us that we are and what we seek: honor, purity, and excellence. I had the privilege of speaking with the knight many times as his progeny and as his friend. He spoke to me of the tears of angels, the holy beverage supposed to appease the inextinguishable hunger we all feel. That he never ceased to research, even without knowing if such artifact exists. I admired his tenacity, and it is this tenacity, this indefectible belief in something bigger than us, that will make us survive any future great hunt launched by our enemies. Ascalon will be rebuilt, always, for it is an ideal. From the Law of Ascalon by Lord Redgrave, founder. And I have not done so, but I've seen on the internet, supposedly, if you take the time and you find all of the letters in this collectible lore documentation, it unlocks, and you finish, I guess, everyone's special, or their investigations, their special assignment, or not special assignments, but everyone's little mission in each district. Like, I've succeeded in that. Like, retrieve Barrett Lewis's box, and retrieve Samuel and the disciple in the cemetery. You get everyone's little special local investigations in each district, and you do all those, you complete everything. It's a lot of work. It supposedly unlocks a special, the most powerful sword you can have in the game. And there's also this pressure plate puzzle thing in it's like up in this area. Excuse me, I'm getting the hiccups. I believe it's up in this area somewhere. It's like 4 pressure plates, and I have no idea how to work that. But I'm not one of them type of gamers who likes to go through and try to find everything. I have one friend that does. He will play for the game for hours and days and months before he really finishes the story, to like find every nick, or looking in every nick and cranny for everything. And then I'm like, if I find it, I find it. If I don't, if it's not that important for the story, I'm not going to try really hard to look for it. Alright.
So, time to visit the Ascalon Club.
Got 2,130 XP now. Let me go back and talk to Dr. Swansea, and then we'll go to the Ascalon Club. I should be able to do that the next 20 minutes. I don't think the conversation with Dr. Swansea is going to be very long. And then, probably after the whole visit to the Ascalon Club, will be the end of this chapter. It's probably going to take me another month to get through this game, since I'm only doing it once a week. I don't know if you're still watching or not, Richie, because my PlayStation is not telling me that I have more than one viewer. But one thing you want to level up is your stamina.
Get tasted it!
That's tough.
You'll pay for that!
What are you doing, Jackie boy? What are you doing? Got turned around. But the best thing to start leveling up first is your stamina. Because if you run out of stamina, which is that goldish, yellowish mustard, honey mustard looking colored bar there on the top left, you can't fight. He's too tired to swing. And you have to wait till it's charged before you can swing your sword at anybody anymore. You can't even dodge. If you run out of stamina, you can't dodge. You can't swing. You're pretty much screwed. Health and stamina are like the most two important things. And then once you have that, if you have any experience points left, then you can put it in. I like putting things into bite. I think I'm gonna heal Mortimer downstairs, and then, oh, there he is, and then evolve before I go to the Ascalon Club.
Jonathan. Back from the city already? How is the situation over there?
Tense, to say the least.
I am sure every obstacle will cede to your relentless determination. In the meantime, can I be of any help?
What can you tell me about the Great Hunt?
A sad story, my dear friend. Tragic, in fact. The Brotherhood was betrayed by some of its most trusted members.
Why was it a tragedy?
Not only did the Guard of Prewen hunt down and kill most ancient vampires of England, they also destroyed or confiscated their possessions. Priceless knowledge was lost in just a few nights.
Tell me about the betrayal.
The founders of the Guard of Prewen stole precious and unique documents and reports from the Brotherhood's library when they left. They used them to identify and locate their next targets.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
Oh, the legendary founder of the Ascalon Club. I'm afraid I cannot help you with that, Jonathan.
So you do know him?
All the Brotherhood knows about him is highly confidential. He is dangerously intimate with the royal family and Britain's inner circles.
Are you afraid of him? Is he that dangerous?
No, but since most ancient vampires were killed or fled England during the Great Hunt of 1850, he may be the oldest British vampire. A myth in the flesh, so to speak.
Did you know that Lady Ashbury is an artist? And rather a good one.
Well, actually, yes. I attended an exhibition of her paintings before the war. Beautiful landscapes and stunning portraits. I wish I had purchased one.
Perhaps we could go to her next exhibition, you and I.
What a beautiful idea, Jonathan. Did you know she told me once she had been a model for famous painters? But she never told me which ones.
I shall return later. Thank you, Edgar.
All right. I'm gonna run downstairs, heal Mortimer, since I forgot when I was last here. And then I'm gonna go evolve, try to choose some abilities that I can choose that I have enough experience for. Can't choose many because I'm not killing anybody.
This hospital seems to be falling apart.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
Yeah.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Alright.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Alright. Let's go evolve. And then we'll go to the Ascalon Club and have that whole conversation. And then that's when I'll probably end the stream from there. It'll probably be near the end of August, early September before I'm finally done with the stream, with the whole game here on this playthrough. Alright, what to choose? Probably stamina. Well, that's gonna be it. That takes up 1,500 of my points right there. Boom. I got a little bit left. Fast regeneration or blood capacity. Guess I'll choose this. These are the different abilities that you can get if you're anyone new is watching. How you want to play the game? Aggressive, different. I like this one the most. It shoots up out of the ground. This is kind of a fast claw attack. It doesn't do as much damage. And this is kind of a blood spear. He shoots a blood kind of spear thing out of his hands. Tactical. This is my favorite ultimate right here. It does a lot of damage. It does more damage than the Blood Cauldron, especially to the major boss fights. Rage is pretty. It's got a cool animation, but it doesn't do as much damage. And if you're unsatisfied with your abilities, you can always reset and it'll erase everything. And you just choose different abilities with the amount of experience points that you have. Alright, here we go. Let's see what happens. I forgot to heal, what's his name? Going up to stable. Yeah. I forgot to heal him, Rakesh. Now these two are sick, and she is sick. They wasn't sick before, now they're sick. They've gotten more sick. I didn't go over there and heal anybody. Anemia, a headache, fatigue, cold, sepsis, cold, fatigue. pediatric hospital is stable. Alright. Let's hustle over there to the Ascalon Club. Experience that dialogue. Talk to the guys down here. Oh, they're about to have a private conversation. Good timing. I was gonna heal him.
Sometimes you act like a real jerk, you know that?
Come on, Ozzy, don't be like that.
What, like what? Like someone who felt betrayed by the man he loves? Did you ever even try to find me? Rescue me?
You know, it's not like that. I wanted to. I was so afraid to leave the hospital, not to be seen with you.
Look, we survived this shit together. That's all that matters. I know you did your best. Fuck the wall, right? And fuck them all.
Fuck the wall. Fuck them all.
Alright. That conversation's over.
I can't understand why you still care for this bloody city.
For God's sake. We're still alive and healthy. Can't you be satisfied with that?
We have no reason to be here. I have not survived being buried in a mass grave for these trivialities.
You're not in the middle of a battlefield anymore. Things are different here. In so many ways.
Alright, come on guys. Wasting time here. Wow. He has a superpower. He can walk
Hello
through
again,
metal
Mr.
gates.
Blight.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. You doing your rounds as usual?
Do you need medical attention, sir?
Afraid so. In the war, I was always worried about picking up something, getting some infection. Unfortunately, I've got that fear in London now.
Throughout history, some diseases have done more damage to armies than any weapon created by man. You are wise to be careful.
You're working at the Pembroke Hospital, aren't you? That's a good enough reason for me and Oswald to go there.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself.
I will talk to them next time about the conversation they were having.
Good evening.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Do you need medical attention?
Don't get me wrong, sir. I'm grateful for what you've done, but I've never felt comfortable with doctors.
Ah! I gotta get more stuff for headache.
I will see you later. Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Try to take care of yourself.
Mr. Thatcher! Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to the damn Ascalon Club. Time is running out.
Watch yourselves! There's one of them!
I don't feel like fighting him. I'm trying to get to my destination. I want to know who the idiot is who keeps piling up this crap. Thinks he's funny. See them fancy clothes? Pardon me, pardon me, pardon me. Cutting through. Jeez, fight your own battles. I'm just trying to get through here. Ain't got time for you guys. Ugh. Going too fast for the game, I guess.
I cannot enter.
Oh my god! Alright.
See them fancy clothes?
Say them fancy clothes! Let's see, let's see if I can go this way. I'm probably gonna have to fight a little bit on my way to this. Come on, why am I walking?
That was the vampire I saw earlier.
Oh.
This war takes no prisoners.
That's why I was walking. I was supposed to watch the fight there, I guess.
The West End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
This one's mine!
Ah, dang it.
Fight for this!
The Ascalon Club. The heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected.
Alright. We're done with the whole Ascalon thing here, and then I'll be stopping the stream. This will be the last bit for today. And I'm going to eat me some lunch. I haven't ate anything since I've been up today.
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
You're welcome, sir. You are
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
Wow.
There has been quite a battle here. I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
I'm sure they do.
Good evening. We repel the intrusions for
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bancher was no match for him.
Here, here, here!
Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
She has proven useful.
She's a close friend, and I'm honored that she feels the same about me.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is a mortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why have you asked me here?
Because the crisis is escalating. Our enemies, the Guard of Priwen, have even launched an open hunt. The only way to calm things down is to put an end to the epidemic.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End? Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
What is the Ascalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
What does Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
What does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members. And I do appreciate obedience.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours. Sent to cleanse the East End of all Skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country. My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall. Speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation. Delightful. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago. Well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied Skulls in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Skulls.
I have met peaceful and wise Skulls. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Skulls are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
But I won't put a foot outside until the Prewen end their hunt.
My mesmerized level just went up to the next level. Level 4 now. Chapter 4. Oh, every chapter it goes up. Okay. I just now realized that. It never gets any higher than level 5. You talk to this guy, Dawson.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
And then we'll end
How
the video.
does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece? Figuratively.
It's quite unsettling. As a doctor, I am more used to being the observer than the subject observed.
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
Let's skip all the other stuff here.
Mr. Dawson, of Dawson and Dawson, the wealthiest man in England. It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson? I am a doctor, you know.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in. To cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that will save all that is essential in London.
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a wall. A formidable, unscalable wall to isolate the deserving from the infected masses.
But that would segregate the rich from the poor, would it not? It would be unjust.
Our only course of action must be to save England. And to save England, we have to make sacrifices.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Why do you care? Are you not a vampire? Removed from all mortal concerns? Decisiveness is what the city needs. And it needs it now.
I must admit the Guard of Prewen impressed me. They must have spent years preparing their plan.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. If you're watching later on YouTube, please give a like if you enjoyed the video. And I will see you guys next week with another chapter of Vampyr. Until then, have a great week. And I'll see you next week.